It's been a couple days since the chapter 298 has dropped, and I've had a couple days to reflect. And so, to commemorate my reflection, I wanted to make this video going through Nagi's entire journey in every stage of Blue Lock. So if you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into this. At first, I want to talk about how Nagi was first introduced into the story. Now, I'm not going to be talking about Nagi episode stuff here. I'm just going to be talking about the main story. So, yeah. The first time Nagi was introduced were his goal numbers with Ryo and Zantetsu, and how Team Z was quite literally the top team in the entire first selection. This immediately put an idea in your head like, damn, this team is an absolute demonized squad. And then we finally get Team Z's backstory where we have, Ryo finding Nagi for the first time, Nagi being that lazy guy, Isagi finally meeting Nagi, and Nagi just completely falling into curiosity with Isagi. Like, you can't win unless you try your hardest, then you must, you must have to quit, because Nagi's never even comprehended that, because he's been so talented at everything he's done that he never really does have to try his hardest, and if he does, he'll never lose, he'll win. So it's just a very interesting dynamic that we had off the bat with Isagi. Nonetheless, the game gets going against Nagi, and guys, this first game for Nagi, Ryo, and Zantetsu, man, was it an amazing finale to the first selection, guys. The way they started out this game with Nagi trapping the ball, that panel of him just trapping it over defenders, everyone's looking up at him like, what the fuck just happened? They just copied our move. This guy just trapped it on our heads. He's 6 foot. He shouldn't be moving like that. Why does he have this good ball control? And then Nagi just slams it into the back of the net. That was just some straight aura. Like, let's be honest. That was just some straight aura right there. And to top it off, he says, you guys couldn't do that. It was so easy. Nagi was him at this point, bro. He was absolutely him. We then go to the rest of the game. And, obviously, Nagi scores a goddamn bicycle, putting Team Z up 3-0. And, we know how the game goes from here. Nagi gets fouled. So Team V basically they just cheat to end up beating Team Z, which it is what it is. You know what it is. Whatever. They end up cheating. Nagi ends up losing. But at the end of this first selection, we know that Nagi is most definitely the best player we've seen so far. Which is why it's even more of a shock that when I was reading the second selection, Nagi came up to Isagi, and we actually got to see these two players team up. Bro, I'm not joking. Early Blue Lock, Seishiro knew exactly what to show the audience. He literally showed us a tournament arc off rip, and then after the tournament arc, he gives us another tournament arc, but it's very, very unique, and he just gives us the final villain of the last arc, teaming up with our MC after we just seen how good he is. And not only does he do that, he absolutely destroys them. Everyone was thinking, yo, you know what? Rin just got introduced this arc. This arc's going to be about Rin, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be showing off him. He's the top one in Blue Lock. So let's be honest. I know not everyone, but some people thought that this Isagi, Bachara, Nagi team would actually beat Rin. Like, they actually had a chance. I thought that. I thought, okay, there's going to be a close game. They're going to beat him. They're going to take him. The rest of the arc's going to be about Rin's character. You know what I mean? But no, Rin absolutely dominates them in the second selection. But the one thing that Nagi does in this is that he gets his bucket on RU like he always does. So Nagi still retains that he's very good thing about him. After that humiliation by Rin, Nagi and Isagi, they start absolutely cooking. The next game we have to talk about is Barou versus Nagi. Arguably the two best players we've seen in the first selection, and they've already played. When I read this for the first time, Nagi episode wasn't out, so we never seen their game. But they already played each other, and they were butting heads like, bro, what the hell just happened between these two? In fact, I don't think we've ever seen Nagi that pissed throughout the entire story up till that point. So it's like, damn, these two are very good, and we're about to see them go head to head. Barou and Nagi actually end up going band for band in this game. Barou gets a bucket, then Nagi comes back, gets a bucket. But let's be really honest here. The best goal of this game and moment of this game was when Nagi absolutely suns Barou by calling himself the god of the field. You know how this plays into Barou's character on how Barou thinks he's the king. Bro, Nagi said, fuck that king shit. I'm going to go one level above. I'm the god of this field and absolutely demolish and cook Barou. This is Nagi in his absolute prime. Now we have the grudge match with Ryo, Chigiri, and Kunigami versus Nagi and guys. Guys, I'm going to be honest, no bias here. This was an Isagi game. But as much of it as an Isagi game, Nagi also cooked here. I think he bagged a brace in this game with Isagi also getting 2 goals and Barou scoring the winner. But man, on that winning goal from Barou, who the hell was it that baited the shit out of Ryo, got the ball, and then absolutely outletted it to Isagi or Barou till they could start the break and score last goal? It was Nagi. Nagi was playing out of his mind at this point, and let's not forget, guys, how he absolutely demolished Chigiri. People love to glaze Chigiri now, and remember, I'm a Chigiri. I love that guy, all right? He was top 3 favorite characters. I don't know if he still is. Let me know if you guys want that list down below. But anyways, Chigiri was my top 3 characters, and Nagi came in and absolutely body slammed him by trapping it and using his speed against himself. Absolutely cooking him badly. Like, this was a generational cook. Like, Nagi was performing alien shit every single game at this point, which made him such an entertaining and amazing player to watch, bro. But yeah, as we know, that game ends. And man, Isagi and Nagi at this point, they were really showing their dominance as one of the best duos we've ever seen in bluelock up till this point. But now we get the final matchup versus Rin. And I feel like with this last game, Nagi didn't do too much. You know, he didn't do a lot because I feel like every character had their moment to shine in this. Like, every goal that was scored, every character had their moment to evolve and score that goal. So I feel like Nagi's coming first kind of is a detriment because the author had to move on to Barou, Isagi, all the other people. So it is what it is. Either way, now we really got to look at Nagi's goal against Rin. Guys, when I read this shit for the first time, I was like, now that's 3 for 3. This guy did some insane shit 3 games in a row. And now it's not Chigiri. It's not Barou. This is the untouchable Rin. At this point in the story, if Rin was guarding you or anywhere near you, you're not doing shit to him. But Nagi said, forget that, and fake volleyed the shit out of Rin, sending him flying and absolutely burying it into the back of the net. Oh my goodness, was this such an amazing moment for Nagi. The way he absolutely was the first one to outplay Rin. He was literally canonly the first one in the story to outplay Rin. Let's not forget, he got the assist for the first goal to Chigiri. He was also about to get an assist for the game-winning goal if Isagi scored that volley. But man, one thing I will say about Nagi in this game, though, he was getting cooked. He was getting cooked. I won't even lie. He said he wanted Rin. They had to switch that matchup because he was getting cooked. Like, Rin was fucking shitting on Nagi. I won't lie. On offense, Rin was shitting on him. But this one moment where Nagi absolutely sunned Rin here, come on. Come on, guys. This is prime vintage Nagi. I don't really even want to talk about the third selection much, but I will say after the whole second selection, where we seen prime Nagi, he was then ranked top 6. Keep in mind, Isagi wasn't top 10. Barou wasn't top 10. None of these guys are top 10, but Nagi is ranked top 6. So he's the best out of all the other guys in our group so far. So listen, Nagi's stock was high as hell at this point. It was high as hell. And like I said, I don't want to really talk about the third selection because then we go straight to U20 and Nagi's a starter and Barou's a bench player. So I think by this point in the story, we all think the same about Nagi. We're like, yo, this guy's top 5. He's top 5 minimum. Top 3 maximum. You know what I'm saying? Nagi was in everyone's top 3 favorite characters, top 3 strikers, top 3 everything. But Nagi was an absolute beast at this time. And then we go to the U20 game. This is by far the biggest and most pressurized game in the entire story up to this point. The stakes are high. The pressure is high. The U20 Japan just scored on them with Hitoshi Sai stealing the show from everyone, stealing the spotlight. Everyone's getting suffocated. It's a whole bloodbath inside the other team's box. And then the ball is in the air and Nagi's looking up at it. What does he do? Traps the ball, bounces it off the ground, avoids 2 defenders, jumps up like a 360 jump, and buries it in the back of the net for bluelock's first goal of the U20 game. Guys, the amount of swagger, the amount of aura, the amount of just so goodness, so epicness when Nagi did this shit was just absolutely insane, bro. The double tap lift, the turn, and even the line he says, "Nice to meet you, world. I'm Nagi Seishiro." Oh my gosh, I'm getting chills while recording this shit, bro. Nagi stocks at this point were at a fucking amazing high. Everybody thought that Red Bluelock probably thought that he was definitely a top 3 player, top 3 striker in the series. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But at this point, Nagi is scoring in every big game, and every goal he scores is fucking fantastic. It's amazing. Now, I won't lie, he didn't, again, not do much for the rest of the game after that. He had a couple link-up plays with Isagi, led the counterattack, but I wouldn't say he did a lot of shit after that. Either way, this goal was absolutely amazing, and it was the first goal scored of the U20 arc. But then, right when he was at his peak, he fell. I'm about to talk about the NEL, so I know a lot of people waited for me to talk about this part of Nagi's story, where in the first game, we actually get to see Nagi start off pretty well. He's evolving even more than he was before, under a new guidance of Agi, trying to figure out a whole new way to play, trying to get a lot better, trying a whole lot of shit he never used to do before. And it's very interesting because you're like, okay, how good can this guy truly get? If he has this much talent, how good could he really get if he utilizes it all to max capacity? And this is what we were seeing for the beginning of this game. But then he goes back to Rio, and I feel like this is Nagi's turning point. This is by far his peak as a player and the moment he started to decline. Because him going back to Rio puts him right back in his comfort zone. Puts him right back where his ego is going to disappear after he beats Isagi. Because right after this moment, Nagi goes and takes on 2 Metavision users, destroys them, and scores the best goal we've seen in all Bluelock, the 5-state volley. I cannot tell you, do not tell me that the fucking Bicycle Kaiser is better. Nope, it's not. Do not tell me that any other goal is better than 5-state volley. This is the best goal in all of Bluelock. In terms of difficulty going against 2 Metavision users at the same time, at the time where Metavision was super narratively buffed, and if you had it, you would be easily the best player on the field. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, honestly, guys, this goal was his best goal by far, the best goal in the entire series. But then right after this point, we remembered that the game's not over, that you need to score 3 goals to win an NEL game. And for the rest of that game, Nagi gets clamped up by Isagi. Very underwhelmingly. He gets absolutely destroyed. Him and Rio get absolutely clamped up when Isagi says, "No more real miracles for you," and just destroys them both. They weren't able to produce anything of value ever after that game. We then go to his next game. The next time we see Nagi playing. And this is where it gets really nasty for Nagi. Because we jump into the game where him and Rin are going back to back. They're clashing. They're ready to go at it. And Rin scores a fucking insane banger on Nagi's head. And looks back at him talking about Isagi. He's not even thinking about Nagi. He's thinking about beating Isagi, a whole nother person. He's completely looking past Nagi and saying, Isagi, I'm gonna come get you. And it's revealed that Rin scored a fucking hat trick and Nagi didn't score at all. Guys, I'm be honest, when I seen this chapter, I was absolutely disgusted. It was such a hype reveal, but at the same time, I was disgusted because my GOAT got done dirty. Now, it only gets worse from here as we then go see Nagi in the Ubers game where, again, he's getting clamped up. Then after he gets clamped up, they score on him. And that's all they wrote. That's all they wrote for him in that game. Another bad performance from Nagi. So now that's one very amazing moment. And then 3 bad games, I'd say. Manshine, I would say he had a good game because of his goal. But it wasn't a great game. You know, he wasn't effective after that. He got completely shut out the game after that. And then for PXG and Ubers, he got destroyed. And then we go to the latest chapter where he's playing against Barsha. You know, Rio's already scored. Chigiri's already scored. It's game time. 2-2. It's time for Nagi to make his mark and make his comeback. Prove to everyone that wasn't a fluke goal. Prove to all of his haters that he's here to stay. And Nagi goes, shoots the ball or fakes the ball when the Toya intercepts it. You know, Toya stands in front of him. He fakes it like he always does. And then he sees Rio running to his right or his left. What does he decide to do? He can either shoot this at the goal or he can play Rio in. And, you know, either way, they can try to win the game. But instead of shooting himself, Nagi chooses to rely on Rio. Passes the ball. Gets absolutely destroyed and read by Bachara. And it's over. Bachara goes all the way, completely destroying the rest of the Manshine defense. And scoring the game winner on Nagi's head. And after this, Nagi in the current chapter has been revealed that he's out the NEL. He didn't make the top 23, and we will not see him in the U20 World Cup starting lineup or the lineup at all. In my opinion, Nagi's journey isn't over yet, but only time will tell. Only time will show us what Kaneshiro was planning with this guy. Because again, Nagi is Kaneshiro's favorite character. He's already said this. And I feel like a character like Nagi, I feel like there's so much more to do with him. I feel like it's a character that could be used very well if he does his character arc and development right. Nagi, I feel like now that he's in the perfect situation where he's actually separated from Rio and everybody, now he can truly find why he plays football and not have to rely on somebody else for his reason, you know? I feel like now he can chase his true ego. And after this arc, if we do get a clubs arc, you know, where everyone's playing on their clubs, we will get to see a totally new Nagi. A Nagi that is completely transformed. A Nagi that is completely ready to destroy all the people that left him behind. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments below. If you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I'm trying to hit 7,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support recently. It helps me out a lot. I hope you guys all have a great day wherever you are, and goodbye.